Hello, welcome to my channel. Here is the good news. Sellers who sell products like glass, stainless steel, artificial boards, wood or stone-based are less affected because other countries don't have such production capacity. After Trump introduced a new tariff policy on April 2nd, I was very worried about the situation. Then I fly to the United States to visit the High Point market and talked with some people in the market. This is my first time to the exhibition, so I can't distinguish the difference between this year and last year. But in the global south area, I saw that most Chinese sellers just quit the game. They don't think they could get any orders when the tariff is at 145% high. The new exhibitors who have factories in Southeast Asia received so many orders that their factories were unable to produce in time. Next, I want to talk about some industry insiders I met at the furniture exhibition. The first one is a lady. She works in a large trading company based in San Francisco. She wanted to find suppliers to produce soft furnishings. The company originally had about 2,000 employees and laid off half of its employees within a week after Trump's tariff policy. Their main trading partners are offline supermarkets. She is the head of the company's e-commerce department, which achieved sales of more than 100 million US dollars last year. Most of the products they import come from China. As a large trading company in the United States, they cannot reduce costs by declaring low prices, and they don't have more suppliers in Southeast Asia. Trump's high tariff policy has put most of the businesses on hold. The next one that I want to talk is Mr. Huang. He is boss of a big furniture factory. His factory has over 400 workers and are located in Vietnam. He supplies furniture for Ashley Furniture. He moved his factory to Vietnam since 2018 because of Trump's tariff. His factory produces different kinds of wood furniture, but he said the furniture parts are all imports from China because he can't find supplies from Vietnam, or the local price is 2 or 3 times higher. Vietnam's industrial system is imperfect, and many metal parts are very expensive or completely unavailable. The third one I want to introduce is a couple. The wife runs a trading company that mainly imports household products from China. She also has a factory in China, so she can provide products with very competitive price. The method is actually simple. The whole product is disassembled and then imported into the United States. For example, the price of a table is relatively high, but if it is disassembled into a tabletop and table legs, the price will drop significantly. No one knows whether a table leg is $1 or $10. The fourth person I want to talk is a trader in fabrics. He imports fabrics from China to the United States and sells them to the customers. His business completely stopped after Trump's tariffs. He considered transferring the products to Vietnam before exporting them to the United States, but the US customs is not very strict in this regard. This reminds me of what many companies are doing, sending products to Southeast Asia or Mexico for assembly, and then importing them to the United States. This way, a lot of tariffs can be avoided. The last person I want to talk about is a lady I met at the airport. She has a factory in her hometown of Taizhou, and she also runs another factory in Thailand. She came to the High Point market with several other friends who came from Thailand together. They all have factories in Thailand, mainly making soft furniture such as sofas. They supply products to Wayfair, Walmart, and other big companies. My main thought about chatting with them is that Chinese people have a very strong herd mentality. If my friend opened a factory in Thailand, I would also have such considerations. The Trump administration wants to hit China through a trade war, but the transport orders are still given to these Chinese factories in other regions. Then I want to talk about President Trump's tariff policy and his real intention. By using tariffs and other ways to hit competitors such as China, the government wants to achieve fiscal balance and bring back the factory to the USA. This is how Trump told the public. Tariffs are a negotiation tool. The US consumer market is very attractive to any country, and the US government can profit from tariff negotiations. But these goals cannot be achieved as long as prices and wages in the US remain high. From the tariff chart on April 2nd, we can see that Trump is not only targeting China, but also intending to impose high tariffs on several Southeast Asia countries, including Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand. These countries have received many factories transferred from China. I recently read that Trump really wants to make money for US government because he introduced the tax cuts for the rich and the middle class during his first term. In order to make up for the fiscal deficit caused by the tax cuts, he had to use tariffs. Trump is a rich businessman, and tax cuts are for himself and his friends. But tax cuts and tariffs cannot be introduced at the same time. Otherwise, people will know that he's robbing the poor to help the rich. If this is his real intention, then it would make sense for him to tax the whole world. Based on the above analysis, looking for suppliers outside of China is not a good choice. The last topic that I want to talk about is how US customs determines the tax. It should be consistent with the sale price or fair market value of the goods. That means if you have imported certain products in the past, the price difference between your new imported products and your previous products will not be very large. Here, the fair market value is a technical definition. For example, you can buy a table at a price of $100, and the table price can also as low as $10. The table you bought from your supplier is made of pine wood tabletop and steel table frame. In China, pine wood costs about $140 per cubic meter, and the raw steel costs about $0.4 per kg. The table used 0.06 cubic meter pine wood and 4 kg steel. Then the cost is about $10. That means you paid $90 for R&D, and when you import a product from China, this can be exempted